with church ladies, I done been called Jezebel because I wear stilettos and wigs. Because I never wore a wig before I met my husband. I never had a wig on my head other than when we would be touring doing stage plays. But just to wear a wig on, now I wear wigs and weaves all the time. But my real hair is probably it's a little shorter than this wig. My real hair is really long. However, I like taking care of it. He want me to look like Trixie. I'm going to be Trixie today. And look at this. Because, again, you don't get to dictate what's good to him. He knows what looks good to him. My husband's like, I need you, because I didn't wear makeup. I need you to put some lip gloss on your lip. I didn't get my nails done. I didn't get my feet done. I didn't wear a lot of perfume. I did none of that. I was as plain as possible, because when I was in the world, my looks and my body and different things, the enemy would use those things. And so I drew as little attention to those things as possible. But when I got married to a younger man, he was like, I love my grandma. I don't want to be married to my grandma. And my little feelings were hurt, but when his grandfather passed away and I went through the closet, there were a couple of suits in his grandma's closet that I had the exact same suit. No exaggeration. So I made some adjustments. Ladies, okay, I'm going to just pull the former whore out for a minute and lay her on the table for you. Most whores get paid for not giving a rat's booty about your man, but fulfilling a fantasy for him. Right. Men will pay unimaginable amounts of money to have a woman to simply do what they want her to do, without back talk, without attitude, without her opinion. Just shut up and do what I want you to do. And I think every married woman in the kingdom should get in touch with an inner whore for her husband. There has to be a time when you will just do what he wants you to do and just be what he wants you to be for as long as he wants you to do it and as long as he wants you to be it. We call it the love slave game. When you become the love slave, you are being governed by your husband. You're being directed, you're being instructed, and vice versa. This will enhance your love-making experiences so much, and you will find out things about your spouse that you never knew. Now, it doesn't work. For those of you that are single, it's not going to work in sin, because God doesn't bless and he doesn't honor disobedience and rebellion against his will. But those that are in within the marriage, amen, now you can yield that thing over and have beautiful, creative, exciting experiences again and again and again. You don't have to worry about getting bored. You don't have to worry about things getting old and things getting stale, because you now have invited the lover into your love-making experiences, and that's God. God, the Word of God says that the Spirit of God will lead you and guide you into all truth and righteousness. That includes your love-making experiences in your bedroom. I know that may be a little too deep for some of you guys, but I'm trying to get you to move from just having sex to get to the point where you're making love to your spouse. You're making love to the one that you are in love with, or you are starting to fall in love with again. Because some of you are not in love. You're married, but man, you're like, man, let me hear. Say that. And so it's okay to not be in love right now. It's not okay to not be actively, aggressively moving quickly towards getting things realigned to the way they were when you first chose that person or you were chosen by that person. If you don't have God at the center and you don't incorporate prayer, my husband, I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't know why I'm stuck on the sex thing, because I made myself a promise I wasn't going to talk about it when I come here, but because there's a deep need in the atmosphere. My husband and I had sex before. Who is that? Is that the preacher? Is he married? Yeah. Well, why are you sitting over there with the single people? I don't cuss no more that much.
We got about 2 more minutes, bro.
Well, y'all through. Go on.
Hey, she working tonight. She working tonight. Good job. Somebody else had a
why you gonna be on the floor hitting, talking about you doing a good job?
We had another hand. I just wanted to really say on this, because when you're dealing with something like this, see, we really have to start service early. We have to come early.
We
it's
need
hard
time.
To ask people to come early. When you're dealing with married couples, it takes long, because different questions take longer time, depending on what the question is. And then you got different type people. Everybody different, like one way she said, now see, this is the way that works for her marriage. I agree totally with a lot of things she's saying with those things like that because it works for her marriage. Now, for some couples,
It ain't gonna work.
we have quiet type couples. And you're not a person that voice, you just don't come out and say, honey, I like this or honey, I like that, which is always good to put it out there if you can. But if you're a quiet type person, it'll come to y'all.
Right on that. No, just kidding.
It'll come to you. You work it. You know what I mean? And but you work it. You get a time, but you'll work it. Though. Those are the sacred areas for you and your wife and your spouse. But sometimes you can work it like that.
Wait. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I need you in my life. Because you are so politically correct. I don't have that yet. I'm kidding. He is politically correct. You know what I mean? I need that. That seasoning star right there on the chicken, boy. That's a whole other set of flavor. All I had was cayenne pepper and more than salt. He just came out with the lyres on me. I love it because I'm anointed for a certain what? I ain't got no time for this. I'm need them to leave. You know, they're talking about, well, I don't want to talk about it. You gotta write a letter. Let's create a list. Do you like this? Do you like it? Put a check by everything you like. Now I'm gonna need you to spell out the instructions. What? Because I got time for this. Let me just say this and we'll wrap it up. He said we got 7 minutes. I'm trying to make it work with these 3. Making love with your spouse is like eating oatmeal every day for every meal for the rest of your life. Oatmeal. I need you to know that no matter how much I love oatmeal, sometimes I need some cinnamon, and sometimes I need some apples, and sometimes I need some raisins, and sometimes I need some sugar, and sometimes I need some butter, and sometimes I need some pecans, and I don't know, put some chocolate syrup. I don't know. But what you can't do is serve a same bowl of oatmeal every day. Here's your dinner. Here's your breakfast. Here's your lunch. Here's your dinner. Here's your breakfast. Here's your lunch. Wisdom says, honey, how do you like your oatmeal?
Amen.
I'm trying to be, because of my little brother that gave me some, he gave me some wisdom right there. So I went to the oatmeal with him. And if he says, well, sometimes I like with raisins, sometimes I like with cinnamon, sometimes I like with just plain sugar. That needs to be on the list. Raisins, cinnamon, sugar. Sometimes you need to give him the oatmeal with all of what he said. Sometimes, depending on the time, you need to give him just one. But you can never afford to just serve him oatmeal in a way that he never said he liked. Unless you're experimenting, unless you clearly say, man, I want to try something new. He'll be like, cool. So there's no expectation. But if you don't say we trying something new, we're going to be like, well, what is this? It's cold, it's crusty on the top, you didn't make no microwave?
I remember the first time I literally made oatmeal for her.
What?
She was like, I don't want no oatmeal. I want
That's where I got that revelation from.
Every time I turn around, oatmeal. All you do is eat oatmeal. So I said, I'm going to make some oatmeal today.
And you going to like it.
Listen, I said, you going to like it. She's like, I ain't eating no oatmeal. Don't serve me no oatmeal. I said, okay, that's fine by me. I'll eat it all by myself and it's going to be good. So I went in the kitchen, made the oatmeal. I put in some cinnamon, I put in some butter, I put in hand milk. Y'all know how your grandma used to
Coronation.
that hand milk in there. Throw some of that raisins up in there. Little Cheerios for little Cheerios and stir it up real good. I'll walk in the living room sitting on the couch. Everybody watch TV. She watch TV. My daughter, she watch TV. And I got my spoon and I'm eating straight out the pot. My oatmeal, because it's all mine. I'm finna eat it. I'm finna get down. Look, I went to eat the way these two. What you eat? Oatmeal.
You had the house smelling right.
She was like, oatmeal? I ain't never smelled oatmeal like that. Well, you ain't never had this oatmeal. Let me get a taste. I thought you said you didn't want no oatmeal.
I thought you said you weren't going to
I thought you weren't going to ever eat no oatmeal. And then my daughter was like, but we ain't never smelled oatmeal like that. I don't like it, but I'll eat that. That smells good. What's in that? So I said, okay, now, if I say I'm going to make some oatmeal, those two in the kitchen. They want to see what I'm doing with the oven.
Yes. Let me say this. That's where I got that comparison from and that revelation from. The moral of the story is this. When you serve it, whatever you serve it, make sure it smells good. Make sure it looks inviting. Make sure it's warm. And make sure there's a healthy portion.
That's so much for you.
Y'all got that? Make sure it smells fresh. It looks inviting.
Say that. Say that.
What's the question? What's the question? What's the question? Okay. Make sure that you have those things together. Here's why. Yes, what's your question?
Next time, could we talk about what the woman wants?
I just so nervous.
I mean, next time. I mean, I know it's a lot.
Yeah, because we got
No.
Normally we do these in 3-hour sessions.
Oh, yeah, because that.
Normally we do. Sorry. This is our first time doing it here.
I got the man.
Next time it's not going to be open, right? It'll just
Well,
be public.
here it is, fellas. With the woman, it's really simple. Women want to be loved.
Yes, we do.
Now the
I was
problem,
getting to that.
the problem is,
She ain't let me finish.
the problem is, fellas, we have our own definition of love.
Right.
For a woman,
It's different.
and it's totally different from the woman's definition of love for a woman.
Right.
Our definition of love was framed by our friends, our uncle them, our daddy, if you had daddy around, grandpa, grandma, your mother, and usually it was formed around, son, if you really love your wife, you're gonna go get a job, you're gonna work, bring the bill, take her back home, make sure the house no paid, make sure all of this stuff is paid, make sure they get what they get. That's how men were taught to love the wife.
That's right.
Now, that's only a part
Right.
of what we're supposed to do. Okay? The problem is, we didn't learn the love part in its entirety.
Right.
And let me just add this. Most men also don't know that we need them as visionaries and leaders.
Right.
Most men have a vision, and most men are leaders, but they don't know that it's a deep need in us to be led, to have the vision dispersed and poured into us. And so you have to teach him. I used to always ask my husband, what does God say? I'm so aggressive, I was moving and traveling the country and doing things when he met me. So it was like he kind of jumped onto a moving train. How many of you would believe me if I told you my husband was working a job on Sundays? He wasn't even going to church when I met him. You know, he's much more advanced than I am spiritually now. But God used him. Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't know that. Because, you know, he wasn't in church. I wasn't interested.
For real. I was out.
I didn't think it was anything.
Even though I wasn't in
Because for some
church.
too, you're going to be in the house of God.
Even though I was not in
my mind.
church, I was working on Sunday. And she thought I knew
I thought it
nothing
was
about the
right.
Lord.
And
She thought I was clueless about the
and let me
things of God. And then we had a Bible study. And then she
But
realized,
no, the Bible study didn't come first. What happened was I was already licensed in ministry. I was in the social ministry in the church. And I was teaching and preaching and traveling, and there were certain things biblically I didn't know. And he started asking me questions. Well, he heard questions I was asking in Bible study. He's like, you preaching, you ordained, and you don't know this? Well, what is your understanding of that? Well, what is your understanding of this? So he started sitting at my dinner table every night. He said, go get that baby. And my daughter will be in the room playing a video game. And he called her out, and he would sit at our dinner table. He and I were not lovers. And he would teach me the word of God every night. And so much revelation came, and so much was poured into me. So I just started just really, I was drawn. Ladies, men, let me let y'all know. When you have that word, you're able to live it. You're able to forecast that vision. You're able to provide. You're able to, she won't that. You understand what I'm saying? Then the affection and all that other stuff. Let me tell you the second thing, and then I guess we have to cut things short, but you cannot let yourself go just because you are a man. Because women get the short end of the stick when they gain a few pounds. Well, we don't want the blubber butt either. Your breast size can't be bigger than mine in the bra. Man boobs and man hips are not sexy to every woman. And you need to find out if she likes jiggly jello or if she likes hard rock chisel. You need to find out. And see, no, you don't hear that. You hear men giving women flack because they put on a little extra weight. But I'm telling you, bro, you need to get to the gym too. Right. My husband, to me, is not a big man. I'm 226 pounds now. He picks me up often with ease. But that's because there's a requirement. You can't manage all this weight, you can't manage me. What if it's a fire? I don't need to jump on your back and you get us to stay. What if it's a mudslide? I remember the rains, the storms, the hurricanes in 2004 when the water was up waist high in all the streets. We were living in Tampa at that time. Man, please, we were on our way to go see Bishop. And the water was up past the car door. He was like, babe, come on. I was like, where we going? I'm gonna get on your back. I'm not gonna get my feet wet in this muddy water. So he was like, well, you can't get on my back. So he carried me fireman style for a whole block and a half to get into the house where it was dry. Well, supposing he couldn't pick up all this 236 or 226 or whatever this is. It wasn't gonna work out. So I'm just saying, some women need that physical strength. I'm one of them. A little scrawny man can't do nothing for me but show me where one is who can pick up 236 or 226. There are some women that don't want a big man. You need to talk to your spouse and find out what they like and become that. What you grabbing on her for? Why you had to grab? People in your church.
I'm 136 and still watching my weight.
That's what it's supposed to be. Well, y'all look like y'all just got married yesterday. Similac and Infamil. You ain't got bragging rights till you get at least 10 years under your belt telling he can pick you up. Let me see you in 10 years. Now, I release my faith that you still look as beautiful as you do, but just in case you've had some little prophecies from Little Debbie in 10 years, amen. Little Petey, Little Junior, Little Roro that came through there. That's a
No Petey, Junior, Roro, or Rara come through.
Whatever, you know what it takes to make them. Well, we gonna do that. Black men, the only men in the world that do that. Go jump in there and go swimming and say, oh, it's a shark. No, you know it's a shark. What the sharks be? They be in the water. Come on, ain't no baby coming. You keep making deposits and see on eventually there'll be a hot wall. I'ma leave if your love will say yes. Nobody playing the truth. You don't always have no condom by the bed. Let me just go close the meeting up, sir. Because black men are the only ones that do that. And then when little boo-boo and little Ray come, they want to get mad at the mama because she's demanding some diapers and some milk. You knew that when you was backstroking.
I say the same thing.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna let you know. My husband told me don't sick you. Jesus just saved your life. Seriously. You want to have fun, you want to have the pleasure, you want to enjoy the experience. Be prepared financially to take care of your responsibilities afterwards.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree with you.
I know I jumped you a little bit. I had to beat you up a little bit.
I agree with
you. You really want the sacrificial lamb for others. You got that, son? For others. Take care of you. Glad you could be used in medicine. I love it. Seriously, even though you're married, if you're not in a good position financially, be wise. Because unless certain things happen, you don't get to control how God's going to bless you. You can put certain precautions in place, but if it's His will for Elijah the prophet to come through your loins, he's going to swim through condom and birth control and everything else it manifests. You got it?
I'm a witness. My youngest biological daughter was not supposed to be here. She's a miracle. Because my ex-wife had clipped, burned, and tied. And we still had her. Yep. So if God wanted to happen, it's going to happen.
I had to see the hospital.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The hospital would have had to pay me.
Okay, Pastor Edom, come on, because...
Thank you.
All right, praise the Lord. Come on, give him a good God.
Wait a minute.
No, you did a good job. You did a good job. Praise you. She did a real good. Didn't she do a good job? Praise you. No, I wanted to really give them the time because I know time will wind up on Tuesday night. You know, we got to get it right ready for work tomorrow and kids school and everything. So, but nonetheless, there's so much more. We they got a whole lot. We got a whole lot to share with y'all. I mean, all of us, we got a whole lot to share. We can give you. You know, but we know we have to have a time for just the married couples to go into those areas. She already went to the rated X and X. You know what I mean? She already went.
Nah, that was PG.
That was PG. Lord,
Lord, they done changed the rules around. Bring it on. I ain't getting rated R. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I purposely stayed PG to the best of my ability because, like I said, I didn't have a good gauge of where everybody is. But I believe that we should be armed with everything. God did not allow me to be a whore in the world for no reason. I believe that I'm an instrument to arm married women on every single thing I know. And that's the reason why I didn't even scratch the surface. I know, way under the ground. You can't even see where the roof.
I'm gonna tell y'all what. But I'm gonna tell y'all why we brought them here tonight. It's because. Can I just be real with y'all? Yeah. All right. When you're pastoring, the people look at the pastor a certain way.
Yes.
And when you hit areas like this, they get kind of squidgy.
And squeamish.
So when you bring somebody else in, I ain't got to worry about it.
Amen.
I rest my case. You see what I'm saying?
You got it.
So it was like that.
He played us.
That's right.
Okay, here's one thing that we always do, if you don't mind. Can everybody here give us 10 more minutes? Who has to go? Anybody that can't stay 10 minutes? Okay. Oh, okay. You gotta go. Those that can stay, just really quick. This is what I would like to do. 1 minute each per couple. What did you receive tonight that you didn't know? I don't want to know what he's already taught you or what they've already taught you. What did you receive tonight that you didn't know that you believe is going to really help your marriage? Pass the mic and we need to move quickly. Who got the mic? Start passing.
Speaking to the mic, man.
We don't know what fellatio is in it.
Is it on?
I didn't even play.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, what did you learn?
I learned to praise my husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pass.
Praise him.
I learned to listen and try to understand what she wants. Stop worrying about who she been with.
Boy, look at here, boy. Jesus in the dead line saying your life right now, boy. Look at here, boy. Come on.
What I gathered was that people are different. And that sometimes when you get into a marriage situation, it's not gonna be easy flowing. I mean, we've been married for almost 10 years, and I'm still the most affectionate person. And she wasn't raised like affectionate like I was, but we're doing a lot better at it now.
Let me have this microphone. Let me just say this to you. When we got married, I was horrible because I'd been a whore and I danced and I'd done all these impersonal things where there was no love or affection required. So I was trained to not even desire that. Because if a man touched me and then he wanted something and I needed to try to figure out how much I was going to charge him for it, and it was just too complicated. Yes?
Listen, she's telling you the truth. This was sex. This was sex.
If he held my hand, I would give him some booty.
This was giving some booty.
Give him some booty.
So
He want to kiss, but he still got his clothes on. I'm like, I don't get it. What are we doing it for? And
for real, that's really what it was.
I was confused.
And so
He
I had to teach her
right.
how to
Be
learn
affectionate.
how to be affectionate. I said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold hands. I'll
like
never forget
30
the first night I did this. We're gonna do 30 seconds. In that 30 seconds, all she did was.
I'll try to get some.
That's all she did. She was shaking like she was having crack withdrawals. I was told her, what's wrong with you? I was like, what's wrong with you? She's like, you know what's wrong? I'm like, okay, 30 seconds. Then let her calm down. But after a while,
I got used to it.
She got used to it.
But it took a lot of patience. I just have to say to you, because my past was willful things. I have friends who have been violated and raped, and those were involuntary things. So there are a number of reasons why that's there. But you got to get to the root and minister unconditional love, patience, the peace of God, the love of God, and more importantly, you got to exemplify the wisdom of God to nurture her through that very tender place to gain her total trust. Now, I feel totally safe with my husband, but he's the only man that I feel that way with. I'm sure there are others out there, God bless y'all, but with him, he paid the price to get that key to that place in my heart. So ask God to give you wisdom concerning what is going to access that space and get in there. I'm sorry. Please, please, please.
Well, tonight I learned just there's a lot about myself with I guess understanding why I think the way I think and why I do things I do. And I also learned to kind of step outside myself and just know what, try to figure out what you want. So,
That's the goal. Who's next? Who else has the mic on this side? Yes.
I learned, I learned that to be affectionate towards my husband, because sometimes when we're out in public, we don't display that. A lot of times he's like, babe, I be wanting to hold your hand, and you just be walking away. So I learned.
Well, yo, brother, get over here.
I'll be like a mile ahead with one of the kids, and he'll be back there like, wait up. So I learned that's important. And even like he was saying that he's more affectionate. Well, I feel like my husband is that way too, So I'm not really that much. Like he'll want to kiss. I don't really like it. But, and sometimes, because I'm not used to it.
Oh, we ain't got time to deal with the kissing. But next session, please schedule the next session soon. If y'all promise, make me promise to deal with the kissing, because you are missing something there. We just got to find out. Yes, and we got to get the combination to the same. But that's going to be something glorious in your life. Next.
The thing that I learned, the biggest nugget, is when you are angry, never expose the nakedness of your spouse. That is a good one. You said a lot of stuff, but that was good.
I learned to take time to build a marriage.
Oh, I love you, pretty eyes.
Go ahead. You want to go first?
Okay. I learned that I'm just being real, because this marriage thing is new to me. So I've learned basically how to please my husband in different ways.
Look up that word. Everybody gonna be smiling in your
I
house.
haven't been pleasing my husband, but I just learned how to do it in different ways.
And what is from there? What is
And
it?
also, basically,
you know what? They've been married 30 years and it's only 6 months. He was like, we're on time frame, baby, hurry up.
But, okay, so I learned that, and then,
Process it.
I'm trying to put some pressure on it. Okay, the back thing, when I was looking at you, it wasn't that I wasn't showing affection, but I guess I learned that at every moment, every second it counts, because, people are always watching, so I guess I should have been closer. And I also learned that my husband is more of a, freak at home than in church, so I have to, I'm sorry.
You should be proud of that. She done learned. You should be happy. She know where you your friends. Celebrate that. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Amen. Amen.
Hold on, where that microphone at? Hold on. It's the same Nickelodeon. I can't do all that stuff in the church.
I smoke it from the Lord. That you're a big freak privately and you're not freaking publicly. However,
Super husband.
you don't know it yet, son, because you're doing the marriage. But that's a really, really, really good quality. Oh, it is a compliment. If a woman knows that when I get home, it's going to be taken care of just right. I may have to suffer a little bit right now because we're around these church people. But when I get home, they got people like, I come into the house of the Lord and lift my hands before the Lord. If I wasn't do that, I would stay at home.
That's why I'm so confused. I'm like, baby, what's... And I didn't understand, but like if we outside the church, he's still more affectionate, but inside.
Don't let that church mess things up. What she said was, you marinate the fish on 370 degrees all the time. She is used to you turning that gauge to 375. 325 is not gonna work. No, just kidding.
That's all.
Seriously, who else has? Okay, that's all the married people.
Right here. Brother
Okay.
Alfred.
Come on, Brother Alfred. I thought you said you was leaving. He was like, I ain't leaving.
I was testing my wife right now. Anyway, on a serious note, I just learned, I'm quiet, very quiet, but I learned pretty much to be more affectionate.
Yeah.
Especially this, I guess it's the female holiday, this Friday or whatever.
Whatever, dude.
Whatever.
He said the female holiday.
Let me help you out, right? Let me help you. It's only a female holiday if you ain't looking to get nothing out of it.
No, don't get me wrong.
Okay. Everybody holiday. I got some I'm looking for restitution, reparations.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I done been through something this past year. Shit's gonna make it up this weekend.
Don't get me wrong now. I already I already did something way left field right now. Every day, she's getting the gift. She's getting a card. She got a card yesterday.
Take all the bad things I said.
Marination, good marination. Let me give you a little bit of more wisdom. Don't refer to it as the female's holiday. Because then what you've done is you've taken the joy out of giving her the gifts. You got it? Now your gift is a duty booty gift. I'm giving you the booty because it's my duty. You know, I'm giving you the gift because it's February 14th, I don't want to fight him if I don't get no gift. You see that? Is anybody here not with me on that? Ladies, that was since it's the female holiday, here's some roses. You'll be like, right, you got it? So even though you're thinking it, don't say it. What's your say, Pastor Ilya?
I said, I'll break it down to him right quick. Break it down to just like this.
Break it out.
A person that's in the church love God, and y'all married by rights by God, and God ordained it, so he the one came up with the idea of giving us our gifts that we have to please one another. It's like this here, when you've been married for, like we've been married, it's going on 21 years, but when you've been married for 20 years, when you've been married this long, when you're like this, it's so good, and you get it like that, to when the Valentine's get they give, I'm always ready, but if she ain't ready, it don't make no difference, I'm always getting it anyway.
Yes.
You don't understand what I'm saying? it's always there. You know what I mean? But yet you still keep pushing it because you want to make sure that she's pleased. It always should be that you're pleasing your spouse, that you're pleasing her. But sometimes a person don't because it's always some internal things in a marriage. If you're not doing the internal part, then you're not going to get the external part because you're not doing the internal part. So if you're not loving on her, if you're not speaking good things in a spirit and things like that, if you're not communicating with her, you're not setting it up right. So you're going to have to be one that's saying, I don't never get none. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't, it barely happens with her. I have to fuss and I have to fight and I have to, I had to fight all my, come on guys, Skip, what you got for us, man?
Could you clarify what it is that you get?
Wait till you get, wait.
Could you clarify what it is? Because I don't quite understand. What it is that you're getting? I need to know. What is it that you're eating? Clarify. It'll be all right. That's quite right. Please clarify what is it that you're getting. That you get all the time. The prize in the Jack box.
That hope that springs eternal. The joy that dwells on the inside of my soul.
Hot pocket.
That hot pocket.
Hot pocket. No.
And see, you can't do this in a lot of these churches that's got strict denominations. And y'all know you can't do this. They'll think we done lost our company mind.
See, it's sad though, because if you look at the ministry of Paul,